Well, good evening. Thank you for this incredible award. I'm truly humbled and grateful. You know, when I received word that I had gotten this award, I asked my wife, Pamela, I said, "Sweetheart, do I really look distinguished to you?" Well, she stopped for a minute. She took a long, discerning look like she has done for over 45 years. And she replied, "Well, honey, I was thinking you look a little bit more extinguished than distinguished." So all of you, this is what you have to look forward to. It turns out there was great wisdom in that last 1-minute chow call. Time, tide, and formation wait for no one. And we're examples of that. So you will get there someday. And believe it or not, there are some of you in this audience today who 5 or 6 decades from now will have the privilege of representing our Naval Academy as distinguished graduates. Now, from the video that you just saw, you're probably saying to yourself as midshipman, you know, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of years at sea. And for me, and for the rest of us up in there, it has been a lot of work. And for me, it was a lot of years at sea, which I love dearly. But it takes more than just days at sea to become a distinguished graduate and to be able to stand up here. You really don't get to stand up here on the stage without the support of your classmates. My class, the great class of '77, which I will remind everyone, never lost to Army. They had many choices of who they could have put on this stage. They had aviators, SWOs, submariners, cyber warriors, astronauts, doctors, lawyers, politicians, and for some reason they chose me. But thank you, '77. Thank you for my great class of '77 that I mentioned never lost to Army. I'll do the best I can to represent you guys. Thank you. Now, you also don't get to stand up here without great mentors. And for you midshipmen, it's not the mentors in your life that you choose, it's the ones who choose you. And sometimes you might not exactly want them to choose you, but they do, and you have to listen to them. I had great mentors along the way, many who would smack me down when my pride and arrogance got in the way of the mission. Mentors who kicked me in the backside when I was wallowing in my own self-pity, and mentors who helped me persevere when things seemed too hard or hopeless. Like I said, I had many great mentors, but I'll mention 2. First and most important was my father, who had the wisdom to allow me as a 17-year-old, his only son, to enlist in a Navy that was completely unknown to our family during an unpopular Vietnam War, a son who had never been to sea and had only seen the ocean once or twice. The second was my Master Chief. I call him my Master Chief because he was the most influential individual in my entire Navy career. Roger Oglesby, Master Chief Machinist Mate. He was the epitome of an intrusive, in-your-face leadership. Early on, my Master Chief recognizes something in me that as a young 17-year-old I could not see in myself. With smoke and flames coming from his nostrils, he grabbed me by the stacking swivel. Everybody knows what that is, I hope, in here. And he looked at me and said, "Boy, you're going to the Naval Academy." And I replied, "Master Chief, what is that?" He said, "Shut up and you let me worry about it." And you know what? Just a year later, there I was, braced up in T-Court in my stinking white works. I still don't know what they put in those white works, but it's some smell, some chemical smell that just for plebes. And it lasts almost 4 years in those white works. I was standing there in my cool Converse All-Stars. They call them Chucks. They're actually stylish today, but they were the cause of many shin splints in our classes. And I had a poorly fitting Dixie cup. And there I was, holding my hand up with a great class of '77 that I mentioned never lost to Army, right? And I asked myself, how the hell did I get here? But looking back, it was my destiny, just like it has been the destiny for many of you. So thanks to my mentors. You also don't get to stand up here without great family support, both the family that has your DNA and the family that you pick up somewhere along the way, a family that knows your strengths and weaknesses and tells you like it is, a family that believes your success is theirs and vice versa. I would not be on the stage without them. And we would not be the strong family we are today without one key ingredient, and that's Pam Locklear, my wife, my partner, and my lover for over 45 years. Pam gave me 2 beautiful daughters who have honored me with fine families and 5 amazing grandsons. I grow prouder of each of you every day. And for those of you lucky to know Pam, you know she has simultaneously navigated and steered our career and our family success while I was otherwise distracted. Thank you, Pam. I love you. I love our family. Thank you all. And certainly you don't get to stand on this stage without the support of the many soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and civilians that you will have the honor and the privilege of leading. But these people must allow you to stand on their shoulders. I discovered early in my career that if the people you serve appreciate you and your leadership, no matter how hard you try to screw it up, they will hold you up. They recognize that your success is their success. And conversely, no matter how good you think you are, if they decide they want you to fail, you're going to fail. But amazingly, all they ask from you is good leadership. I've often said that you can boil down every best-selling leadership book ever written into 3 simple T's of leadership. Listen to this, midshipmen. The first T is how you treat people. You must treat those you serve with the respect and dignity they deserve and recognize that each one of them is a precious asset to the defense of our nation. And trust me, they will know immediately what type of leader you are. You are not going to be able to fool them. The second T is you must train them and ensure they have everything it takes to do their job. They're all volunteers, just like you and I are, and they want to be better tomorrow than they were yesterday. They want to be in the best Navy and the Marine Corps in the world, and they live to be part of your winning team. And the third T, after you train them, you have to trust them. And while doing so, should they sometimes fall short of your expectations, it is you who are accountable for their shortcomings. It is you who must take responsibility, no matter how painful it might be. And finally, you don't get to stand up here without a good measure of luck. And in my case, God's strong hand pushing down on me throughout the years and pushing me away from shoal water. Believe me, there's been countless occasions where I would come away from a close CPA or a fathometer during a sea detail that went to 0. And I would look back and say, wow, that was close. The same will happen to each of you. There will be close calls. So to those of you who have allowed me to stand on this stage and represent our Naval Academy as a distinguished graduate, my classmates from the great class of 77, who never lost Army, my mentee mentors, my wonderful family, my loyal shipmates, Lady Luck, and of course God our Father, this award is for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Go Navy.